Hey, Scratch's Garage, and we're back with the Buzzards. So today we're not working on the sour box. We're working on my '59 Oldsmobile that's been a dead project for years. But if you saw that 394 that I started up on an engine stand, my plan was to put it in this car. So it's a Super 88. I bought it in the early 2000s, drove it for like 5 years, got a blown head gasket, blah, blah, blah. Had it in storage forever, moved back to Texas, and now I'm finally getting back to it. I have a Speed Gems adapter kit to an automatic transmission. We're gonna put that on the motor. We're gonna adapt the transmission today. I painted the firewall and the inner fender wells and all that stuff with my little nephew this week. Nick and Blake are here to do some fabrication. So the end goal today is actually start my car, or start the motor in the car. I don't know if it's going to all be hooked up, but I'm definitely starting the damn thing. So got to take the cross member out, build some stuff, set the motor in, build some stuff, and then hook up some wiring. But this is actually a pretty rare car in a weird way. 59 Buick, Oldsmobile, Pontiac, and Chevys. They share all the same roof line, all the same interior, all those components, but the external parts of them are not interchangeable. And the suspension parts are not interchangeable. I know that everybody thinks that they are. That's because they're dumb. So we're going to learn a lot about that, building this car, and I'll educate you. Maybe you can educate me. Let's see. Keep watching, subscribe, and all that stuff. All right, here's one of those Speed Gem adapter kits. I got this on the motor when I got the motor. If you can see, there's a spacer here, behind here, and it bolts to the stock flywheel up in here. So there's bolts running to the flywheel, and then this adapter that goes to your torque converter that bolts to that spacer, and then it has this relief which will take a bearing. I'm going to assume if you wanted to put a stick shift back here too. So here's the whole plate, and all this stuff just bolts on. It's pretty easy. This is the stock starter, lower piece for the engine / transmission. And I don't know, it's pretty simple to me. And then just slide the transmission on here, bolt it up, tighten the torque converter up, and then it should all work. Pretty easy breezy. The only problem is I have a 400 turbo from a BOP. It's actually out of a Cadillac. So I had to buy another adapter, which goes up here. So Oldsmobile, Pontiac has these other horns up here, and Cadillac. Buick also, I guess. And that's about it. I need to take this off, take these bolts out, so when I mount the transmission up here, then I can turn over the motor and bolt the torque converter in. So I gotta just take this apart. I had bolted it all together to paint it, and now that we have that done, we can disassemble it and put it back together, just like any other project that you have. You put it together twice and then take it apart. Oh, then put it back together. I didn't see your neck, so. I can't remember how sketchy it is under there. Because I remember working on it in a parking lot of my old shop, and I couldn't get it inside.
Oh really?
Yeah, I remember I did. Oh yeah, here we are. Electric fuel pump. Well, I mean, it works. It doesn't look great, but when your fuel pump goes out, you have to do something. So we can just cut this thing off.
Not the cherry bomb, man.
Cherry bomb's gotta go, bro.
This is probably the narrowest little drive shaft I've ever done.
Whoa. That thing worked fine until Blake just broke it.
Oops. Ramming park, right?
Grab the trash. Now, if you come here and look at it, Nick, it's not like an Impala or whatever. It's a slip yoke. So it goes in and out. You know what I mean? The Impala guys always want to use a slip yoke. But actual like GM cars had slip yokes. Like Cadillacs and Oldsmobiles. All the cheap cars didn't. So, yeah, there's like 2 bolts holding this thing on somehow or another. And it saws off, keeping it in there.
Kind of weird, man.
Bless you. Sorry.
Yucky water.
Look at those badass beds on there.
Pretty slick, man.
For 15 years ago? We're going to save that cherry bomb for Liam's car.
Are we? Let's do it. Fill it in, dude. You see, Liam, this is how you steal a catalytic converter.
Mine's sitting in my trunk right now.
Don't tell people that. Thank you. Thought the shoulder was gonna do the trick.
Do you want to just take the hose clamp off?
Well, you said there was a couple bolts. I figured you wanted that taken out.
Yeah.
So
Fine. Just do it the right way, Blake.
I try sometimes.
Hey man, you dropped something.
So I was just thinking, we cut that off. We don't necessarily have to put a cross member back through there because,
The sides, right?
well, the whole frame has perimeter. Then there's an X, and then the front cross member is bigger and wider and deeper than any of those other cars, you know. So it doesn't necessarily need to be tied in again. We can. I feel like if this was all bolted back in, because the transmission's lighter than the other one, and all that other BS, so I don't feel like it needs another.
Overkill.
Yeah, I don't feel like it needs it. I might plate the bottom of this and cut this out just to clear exhaust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But so this is dark side, right?
I don't know.
Well, they're like in a wedge, so.
Thank you very much.
No, I'm talking about when you all finish the show.
I'm a paid actor, Chris. Don't worry.
My welding head only has 2x4 welding heads. And he's like,
Stick it!
oh! I was like, what does it matter if it's 4x2 or 2x4? And he's like, well, and I was like, look, I cut the bottom of my hood in so I can push it down or I can lift it up.
Well,
There's another hood up here. I got one that I'm here running a sentence here. I got a audio of
Yeah.
For me, it's just, I can figure it out. It's just pushing the pedal, turning the gas on, but on mine, it's on my leg. Oh, okay.
this is like sewing. Like you're doing this like glue gun.
Glue gun. Walking the cup. Right? You ain't walking the cup? Or the free hand, correct? So that's glue walking the cup.
Could be nice to try to do all these
Shake your hand.
Won't even shake your hand.
Oh, go try to shake his hand.
He's like holding his breath right now. That makes it a totally different story now.
What makes it
You have a go-kart when you're 17. That's
I already have my car. I was driving. It's most guys' dilemma.
yeah.
Don't care how it gets in, as long as it gets in.
Hey, Scratch's Garage, and this is our outro. Me and the Buzzards worked all day long, and we're putting the motor in my 59 Oldsmobile. Wow. So, transmission mount was way harder than we thought it would be. I knew that it was going to be a little bit of a bear. And Ronnie and his whole crew came over here and like messing around and like we were talking and hanging out, but we finally got it straightened out. But here we are, motor and transmission. You can let it on down there, Nick. But this car hasn't had a motor and transmission in it in about 13 years. I had a blown head gasket, and one of the guys that worked for me talked me into pulling the motor, and then it just never got back together. But I'm super excited. We had to build basically they don't make motor mounts for this damn car. It's a 63 Starfire motor in a 59 Oldsmobile. So I had to make the motor mount, and then we had to make the transmission mounts. So everyone says this to me. It's a 400 turbo. Oh, just use that mount in the front or in the back. Just use it. It's fine. It'll be fine. And I'm like, no, because it's mounted in the front. You can't have a mount here and a mount here, because the whole motor will rock back and forth. There's no stability. Well, Oldsmobile knew that. From 49 to 64, it always had a mount on each side. And now, if you've ever had a Chevy truck of those years, there's mounts on the side. I'm only using that as a reference because there's more people out there that have piece of shit Chevys than they do Oldsmobiles. So that always has a mount on the side right there at the trans where all the torque goes. So we had to build that out, cut the cross member and do all these other things. And here it is. We finally got it in. It needs a little bit more like fab work and cleaning, but we'll show you that. And it's pretty nice. I actually used 3 transmission mounts to make all the mounts. So there's a transmission mount up front, which is very similar to the stock motor mount, and then I used 2 transmission mounts on the side. And they're just turbo 350 mounts. But it turned out great. There's more than enough clearance on all this stuff. I would like to build some headers. I'm going to try to stick my Starfire exhaust manifolds in here first, just to see where we are on that. But I have all the wiring, all the original wiring, all that stuff. I'm actually the second owner of this car. So it shouldn't be that much of a problem to put it back together. I need to get a new master cylinder, bleed the brakes, blah, blah, blah. Probably have to get a gas tank now. And blow the fuel line out and all that. But it's pretty close for a car that's been abandoned and moved around for what, 15 years. So last time I drove it was 2013 when I was in Burbank. I drove it over to my shop, and then I drove it a couple of times and it kept overheating. I knew it was a head gasket. I had some heads rebuilt and pulled it apart, and then I got on some other projects. I never got back to my car. I was also working with Bell helmets at that time, so I was traveling a ton. I never got back to my car. So here we are in Texas. I'm motivated. I have guys around me that are motivated. You know, the Buzzards helped me out a lot, and you know, we're building cars out here again, you know, and it's supposed to be fun. So keep watching. We're doing a lot of stuff. Watch the Blue Collar Customs Texas channel. Blake and Nick are always doing really cool stuff. They're building a 41 sedan. It's a custom car. It's a traditional hot rod / custom. And we're going to end up getting that painted and putting flames on it. And hopefully I get to do all that stuff and pinstripe it. But these guys are doing some great metal work and having a lot of fun doing it. So subscribe, watch, like, and follow their channel. Can you put your foot up there?
Yeah.
Wow. And just be like, hey, it's Scratch's Garage, and we're here to work on the Oldsmobile motor.
Okay.
But you gotta swing your leg up there. You gotta be like, you gotta go, hey, I'm Scratch's Garage, and we're here to work on the Oldsmobile motor. Can you do that?
Yeah. Hey, this is Scratch's Garage. This is the Oldsmobile motor we're working on.
Is that supposed to be my voice?
I don't know. I guess
That's
so.
my little nephew, Liam.